Based Archlich in the house. Like your comments, bro. Good stuff. Well versed. Sesser is in the house. Hello, Sesser. Who else we got? This is going to be a fun show. Oh, Based. You have become my favorite content provider. Thanks, brother. We just talk truth in this channel. We talk truth and experience and reality. I am not an optimist. I'm a realist. And I incorporate optimism and everything else in my realism. That's it. I don't know if you've checked out John Nada or Jaded Creep. I like some of their stuff. All good. Check them out. Vintage Soul 87, Southern California. Where in Southern California? In San Clemente, Orange County, LA. Good to have you, T-Tox, in the house. I look at frame as what holds up your house. Or frame, as FJT says, when you slam that door and you DTB. I hate to say this, but I'm going to start planning to do content along your lines. Well, hey, I appreciate you doing. Everybody who has a story should be sharing it. Simple as that. Vintage Soul, San Fernando Valley. Ooh, isn't San Fernando the mecca for the porn industry? Or is that the Valley Girl? In the 80s, it was the Valley Girl. Totally tubular. Billy the Goat. Boom, shaka-laka, me, shaka-laka, boom. Good to have you. Well, here's the story today. You know, this was a request from Shane. If Shane's listening, he wanted to talk about, he was monkey branched in his marriage of 20 years. He was married to a nurse. So was I. She monkey branch. So did mine. And he said, you know what? Even the king was cheated on. He married Priscilla at how old? 16? And he was what? At least 24, 25, much older. He held frame with her, right? He molded her, right? Elvis, the king, the greatest singer of all time. Michael Jackson is not the greatest singer of all time. Elvis was, okay? Michael Jackson married into Elvis because he knew Elvis was the best, but let's not talk about that. Priscilla Presley cheated on Elvis Presley, the greatest singer, musician, talent in the last 1,000 years. His royalties still are in the hundreds of millions of dollars per year. And I'm a huge fan. I love to play Elvis on guitar. I love to listen to Elvis. The early 1954 to 56 is the best years of Elvis, in my opinion. Wasn't into the 70s, the later Elvis, but he was monkey branch. You know who Priscilla cheated on him with first? Her dance teacher. Now, people say hypergamy, they go up. So if we take the textbook version of hypergamy, then she would have cheated on Elvis with, say, a JFK or maybe somebody else in the Rat Pack, Wilt Chamberlain, somebody along those lines. But she cheated on him. The first guy was her dance teacher. Her dance teacher. You know who the second guy she cheated on Elvis with? Was their mutual karate instructor. These people were lower than Elvis, but they probably were masculine. I'm sure Elvis, if you understand Elvis's life, he loved his mother. He was a mama's boy. And he loved the Bible and he loved the good Lord. So I think he had a little beta male in him. But he was an amazing musician. And she cheated on him, the king of rock. So what makes you special? What makes me special? What makes Brad Pitt special? What makes Jeff Bezos special? Nothing. We're talking female nature. She's not yours. It's just your turn. It's as simple as that. I think that's Hollywood, brother. Yes. LA is Hollywood. Based Archlich, nothing about negotiating info about W's, mainly about chasing excellent, learning to live without female validation intentionally. Correct. Internal validation is all you need, folks. Anything external that you're seeking is a mirage. It doesn't exist. Billy the Goat, I threw the monkey at the branch when I found out she was cheating. Good for you, brother. I wasn't as lucky as you. I'm sorry, I disagree. Elvis, though, Roy Orbison. Ooh. Roy, yes, he was very good. But I will respectfully disagree, my brother. But I do like Roy Orbison. I thought he was very talented. I don't know much about him, but very good discussion. Elvis, a musician, celebrity who kicked girls out for having ugly feet, got monkey brands. Yes, by people that were lower than him on a scale of unparalleled proportion. I think that Priscilla got bored of Elvis. Number one, Elvis was a mama's boy. I don't know if anybody knows how he got famous, but in Memphis, he wanted to record a song for Mother's Day for his mother, and he went down to Sun Studios. Sun Studios at the time was only doing a cappella with typically black groups. Elvis went in and recorded a song for his mother, and he had a very different sound. I've been to Sun Studios. I held the exact same microphone. He's saying, "Oh, geez, what was it? I'll figure out that song. It wasn't Heartbreak Hotel. It was one of his first ones. But anyhow, he recorded a song for his mother. Loved his mother tremendously, and I think he was a mama's boy. And I think Priscilla got bored. And I think his drug addiction led him to number one, he was cheated on twice that we know of, and the fame and everything just got out of control. But I think he didn't have that masculine frame that everybody talks about. A lot of his biographies talks about how he was a mama's boy. He loved his mother, which is great, but that he talks more about his mother than his father. And he loved the Bible, and he loved another book. I'll have to figure the book out. It's kind of like a book like Course in Miracles where Jesus talks to him. But there you go. Even Elvis. And the purpose of this live is to just discuss, you're not special. Elvis wasn't special. Celebrities, athletes aren't special. We're just male. And female are female. And we understand that. Simple as that. The thing is, Elvis could bang 6 new groupies the day after. Yeah, but he loved Priscilla. They don't see us as people. We are fuel sources. I like that, Billy the Goat. We can't judge our standards of cheating on them. God bless, curse these folks with one dirty coin what's between their legs. Well, we just look. I talked to a guy the other day, and he was monkey branch as well. And guys take it as a rejection. Yeah, it's a rejection, of course it is. But you know what? It's also the nature. So once you understand there's nothing you could have done to prevent that, you give yourself some slack. It is what it is. Cheaper Groceries loved you with Reverend 20-piece. Thanks, brother. That was a great live with FJT and Reverend. We got to just keep going. We got to keep going. You guys got to create channels, and I plug them whenever I can. We need our experiences to be shared with the world. It is common for them to downgrade. You're absolutely right, because mine downgraded a couple times. And you're like, what the F? But hey, female nature. Matt Downer in the house. Good to see you, brother. Kiss, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue probably had and still have countless groupies constantly all the time. AKS. Well, it's the bad boys. I don't think any of their marriages last, but they're all bad boys. FJT in the house. Good to see you, brother. Great chat with Rev and the FJT talking about moving forward, learning languages, learning hobbies, continuing to grow. I don't think Elvis was losing sleep over one unappreciative groupie, though. No, but I think he was sad about Priscilla. My date for today canceled with flu after chasing me all week to date her. That happens. That's par for the course, my friend, especially in today's world. Orbison was an angel and Elvis was the prophet of good old rock. Elvis still rocks. Orbison, Elvis, Jim Morrison, finally. Ooh, Glenn Danzig throwing in some misfits. I saw Danzig when he came out with his solo CD with Twisted Cane and Mother and She Rides. I still love that CD. I was a senior in high school when that came out. But Glenn Danzig, man, he's aged though. But I loved early Misfits. But I would agree, Danzig is great. Jim Morrison, one of my favorites. But yeah, we'll have to continue our debate based on even Brian Wilson, if you want to go that far. If Mysterio is in the chat, he'd be chiming in too. The key is how easy the target is for manipulation. When boredom sets in, that's when it happens. Dopamine, when the dopamine lessens, that's when it's over, guys. I just have to tell you, when the dopamine no longer is at the levels it was when you first met, those first 1 to 2 to 3 outings, it's done. There's no going back. The more attractive a woman is, the more likely she's a cheater. Vintage Soul 87. Words of wisdom to live by. Our man Spike is in the house. Good to see you. This is a hallmark of narcissism. You know, I don't know if it's narcissism. It could be. I just think it's just how females operate, the 98% of them. And that's what we have to understand. We're not special, guys. You're not special. You're 6'4". You're black. You don't crack like Joara. You know, you're an athlete. You're a rock musician. They get cheated on too. You know, Axl Rose. What was he married to? The Everly daughter, Erica Everly, I think, Don Everly's daughter, and she wanted out too from Axl Rose, the biggest, baddest boy in the world at the time, and he loved her. I don't know if you read his biography. He was in love with Erica Everly. I think that's her name. So it doesn't matter. You're not special. They're not special. And that's why we chase excellence. We chase our purpose. We be on our point. We understand and we are aware of this. This is not something we're pulling out of our ass to say, hey, just hold frame and things will work out. Just be an alpha. Things will work out. Bullshit. You're dealing with the modern day world of technology. You're dealing with hive thinking. You're dealing with, our brains are very different than ladies' brains. You know, we go the distance. And it's never been more apparent than having 2 sons and a daughter. I see it from the offspring that I have. You're a collection of looks, money, status, personality, energy, resources. You're not loved for who you are, but what you are. Well, women just love opportunistically. They live differently. They don't love as unconditionally as a man. And I truly stand by that. At least the 98%. The primary source will always be devalued and unappreciated. This pushes them to find a new fuel or supply. Well said, Billy the Goat. Can't disagree with that. Only beauty can create a spot of trouble. Ain't that the truth, Matt? Jawara is back in the house. Jerome Markel, the man from Brooklyn. Men can date down, but female date up. Well said. The more the primary source tries to love, the more disgusted they become. The more, I mean, it's been talked about for decades. Even Tom Leykis talked about it. The girls who deal with jerks always tend to stick around. The nice guy that tries to give more and more and more gets left in the dust. Let that sink in. Question, can I send you covers of music out now, or is that copyright? Send me whatever. Send me whatever, Drone. Special is such a filthy word, and we don't use it. You're dang right. This generation of men got a real deal in dating. Well, it's just reality. You can be a realist, or you can be an optimist or a pessimist. I'm a realist. I'm not a fatalist. A fatalist says every single woman out there is not worth it. I don't agree with that. A realist says 98% are not recommended. You have to be a narcissist, not fall victim to the narcissist. You got to be stoic, right? You got to just lay it down to Chinatown that you are the king. AKS is a channel. We did a live stream the other day. FJT's channel. Bolo in the house. Remember the moment the last ex brought out the yoke like it was sexy lingerie and asked me to put it on. Oh, geez. Wow. It's about the dopamine, just like we. There's nothing special about these celebrities. A man can be rich, have a Lambo, but she still wants you to prove yourself to her. The narrative completely got twisted, didn't it, Drunk? No longer is money and status great. These women are monkey branching all over. Dr. Dre, Will Smith, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods. I don't know if Tiger Woods, I don't know if he cheated or she cheated or something, but something happened to crack the foundation. And I'm pretty sure, there's a percentage of men that are complete narcissist, whack, douche, DBs, but there's also men trying to fix it. Brad Pitt tried to save his marriage to who, and I think she's whackety whack. The best thing could have done is blocked and ghosted even back in those days, make her regret the day she shunned ELVIS. Well, I'm sure she regrets it now. But it's infamous history, right? Sam says holding frame is just extending the inevitable with female nature. But well said, Sam, and I like your avatar. Check engine. Greg Adams says, she put a Polaroid picture right over her check engine light in her Nissan Altima. Shout out to Coach Greg. Michael back in the house in the European area. Have been catching up on all your videos this weekend now. Only the live streams to go through. We'll listen to as most as work on my car the next month. Always a pleasure to have you, brother. And I love your perspective in your country. Denmark, right? Denmark or Norway, I can't remember. Do you think real dating or looking for a real woman is no longer available in the U.S. community nowadays? Funny Kids TV. I think you're new. Let me know where you're from. I think dating in the U.S. and the Western world, in fact, all over the world, is going to be a challenge to men these days. The internet has made the world flat. So what the women in the Philippines see is what the westernized women, puts out there as content. So, know that going forward. The reality and the optimistic person that wants to have a marriage and kids and everything, it's a very risky proposition today. And that's why these channels exist. This is why this content exists, because men have been monkey branched. I'm not saying every man's great either, but having a relationship these days is not like it was 30 years ago. Not what it was like when I was in high school. So be very careful. Sesser, there is something fundamentally wrong with a person's character of opportunity is what controls their loyalty. I would agree with that 100%. And that, my friends, is coming from a lady. We can't judge them with our standards. They have little in their coin of exchange that is their intimacy. That coin is only special because we overestimate its value. Ooh, that is well said. We can't judge them by our standards. And I tell men all the time, you expect a woman to love you like you love them. It's not like that. We are wired differently. Even the 1% to 2%. The 98%, we're wired differently. It's as simple as that. Understand that. When a man says, why won't she love me back? Why did she do this? Well, that's a logical response to, a situation. Women, the majority of women run emotionally. That is why the agenda in today's society runs on feelings. Logic, we're being governed by feelings now. Well said, based. FJT, Chris Brown is wanted by millions of women. They say he's a Chad, bad boy, Giga Chad, has the looks, money, height, and status, and his girlfriend, Karusha, still broke up with him and filed a restraining order. I bet FJT, she got with him based on that Rihanna situation a few years back because he was a bad boy. And she's doing the same thing. Even Chris Brown. Imagine if a lion was told, hey, you'll get that Impala, just keep the faith. What you try to hunt will come to you. BS. That lion has to learn uncomfortable realities of the jungle and hunting. Honey badger don't care, Jerome, right? Honey badger don't care, but well said. It drives me nuts why guys go after these 9s and 10s. All those girls care about is what they look like. They don't care about you. That's an accessory, and I guarantee in the bedroom, they lay there like a Carl's Jr. starfish. Lisa Smith back in the house. Hope you're well as well. All the way from Kansas City, the land of barbecue. Today was a great day. I rode the bike. Wind came out at the very end of my ride, but I still made it. The snow will be pouring in the next probably 3 weeks. So I'll have to hit the gym for my legs. Good to have you, Lisa. You don't need to be a narcissist. Just have strong boundaries will be good enough to protect you. Set your foundation on your terms. This is what the free agent lifestyle is. Set your life on your compass. If you do that, you'll be able to navigate. Set your life and your compass based around a relationship or a woman will lead to failure. I'll bet the house on it. Unless you find the 1 to 2%. But still, relationships with the 1 to 2% are still challenging enough. We're dealing with dopamine. We're dealing with loyalty. We're dealing with boredom. We're dealing with all sorts of things. Less is more. Jerome, did anyone see what happened with Gaston? Imagine if that was reversed. I did not see what happened. Narcissists look for vulnerable people. Well said, brother. Lone Wolf, dropping the bomb. If you think you are the only guy in her life, you are mistaken. Those are words to live by. Vintage Soul, loyal G Unit. Talking rap with my boys today. Once you get married, you're finished. The SCX stops and she's got you by the gonads. Only a matter of time until she bounces to somebody else. Bouncing to another for 300 Trebek. Even TikTok breeds this kind of attention. Mostly women doing it. Matt Downer. And there's nothing special about those gals on TikTok either. The ones that do the, why aren't you in uniform? They're off. I'm telling you, they're all hanging themselves. They're following the hive. The hive mind never wins in the end. The hive mind goes, they go up with the hive and they go down with the hive. Well said, Matt. Today, modern day female are used up and not suitable mothers or wives. They have a high body count. There's a reason most men covet virgin. That's the only reason I'd get married for my kids. There you go, brother. But how rare is that today? It's all transactional these days and will be going forward. Ooh, Mr. Gray in the house. Good to have you. World is flat. Check. No wonder cartoons and SCX dolls seem more real than men, and judgment of each other is so skewed. Why is there such a market for sex dolls? Just think about that right now. If you're into dolls, I'm not going to judge. You do what makes you happy. If you don't hurt anyone and you're not hurting yourself, great. But it's a huge industry. Why? Ask yourself why. What? Under the covers, why are guys buying dolls? Artificial silicone dolls that either move or have robotic voices. Why are they buying that? They're falling in love with dolls. Because there's something of imbalance within modern day relationships. That's why. I think the only way to really hold frame is to maintain stoic, unflinching self-confidence. Well, you set your boundaries, and if something happens, you bounce. 100% T-Talks. Narcissists are obsessed and full of themselves, in my opinion. I don't get too technical, and women do fall for narcissistic megalomania type men. Look at DT and his Hungarian main piece. Oh, of course. Guys that have no feelings are also more attractive to women. Guys, if you get feelings into the into your dating scene, it's over. Be mysterious with no feelings, and I guarantee that chick will stick around. Narcissism also leads to gaslighting, and that's frightening. Matt Downer, gaslighting is so common. Mars is in the house. What's up, Rebel? For the record, I was just listening to the old song, Don't Tear My Heart, My Achy Breaky Heart. Is that with Billy Ray Cyrus and his 304 daughter? Suck, cesspool endeavors. I'd like to get your email address from you sometime. Rebelagainstdefeat, one word, @gmail.com. Rebelagainstdefeat@gmail.com. Is it cheesy that I put love notes in my husband's lunchbox he takes to work? Geez, if my wife did that, I'd be amazed. Every now and again, I got a couple I love you texts. They're very rare. About as rare as the Cy Young baseball card. But I think that's great that you do that for your husband. I guarantee he appreciates it. When she goes to monkey brands, typically they try to cause maximum damage to the source. It's for a reason. Their brains are wired differently. That's what we know. FJT, I love when they say you have to hold frame and vet them out. Majority of these men have had breakups and been divorced. I guess the frame and vetting didn't work for them either. How many times have Chad and Tyrone been monkey branched? FJT, laying it down to Chinatown. There will always be women around, but your time is limited on this earth. Focus on your purpose, have an abundance mentality, and don't box yourself in with women and their childish games. Ain't that the truth, man? If that knowledge was out there, Sam, what our life would be. The Bugs Bunny TikTok had to be the most degenerate one. Oh, yeah, they're all whacked. Jawara Sugar Baby overdosed and died at sea. It's very sad. Say no to drugs. Brian Harris, women want the benefits of a relationship while maintaining a single mindset. They give their phone number out to guys they meet, label them as friends, and then monkey branch after discarding you. Attention is their currency. And drama is their drug, Brian. I emailed you back this morning. I hope you got it. Saifu, the Grand Sage is in the house. Check out Saifu's channel. Every Monday live streams, right? Did a cooking one the other day, playing one of my favorite bands, Rat. Love it. All the way in Idaho, Mr. Saifu. The new branch supply and primary supply in pieces equals super high rush of fuel. Guys, it's all dopamine. It's all pitter-patter. That's it. That's why she leaves. She wants to experience something new and exciting, just like the Love Boat. I'm Danish, and although most of my neighbors might say that I'm Finnish, get it? Finished. Are you finished or finished? Either way, those fake workaholics can go F themselves. Trash bags. Atta, brother. Stay on purpose, brother. There'll never be any straying, monkey branching, or cheating with my waifu. Saifu, you know, that makes you happy. We stand behind you. An actor playing Gaston at a Disney attraction, a girl came to him, grabbed his chest, told her to stop and not to touch him. They started shaming him. It was Ariel, and a guy touched her B-O-O-B. Jeez. Poor guy. Who have we got here? Hold on, I got to come up here. All right. Rad, we should cover narcissism as a topic. Maybe we should. Rad, think, does a guy want delusional use with the artificial object, or does the guy want to have a superficial SCX with a 304? Very interesting. There's a reason these dolls exist. You have to pull the covers back. You have to pull the covers back. See you later, Matt. Why do they exist? Because the men, and some men just might like that, but for the majority that purchase these, they don't want to deal with the modern day woman. That's as simple as that. You'll never win against what's in her inbox. Ooh, the DMs, win again. You should do a show on that. One girl did the whole love notes for me, and she also put toothpaste on my toothbrush. Very rare to find that. I'm going to tell you this. Does she scratch your back? Does she make you food? Does she come and see you? Does she scratch your back? Does she make you food? Does she come and see you? Does she give you her body? At any time. Does she appreciate you? Does she say you're the best thing that ever happened to her? These are certain flags that are green that you should look for. Eat, sleep, conquer, repeat. Brock Lesnar, vintage Soul 87 from Southern Cal. Feelings turned off and no unnecessary eye contact with what used to be the opposite sex. I leave the trash to the trashmen and the ditches along the road. You guys are funny. Did you hear about the Russian chick who was videotaping herself and ran into a pole while making a selfie video? She ended up dying due to hitting the metal pole. Oh, jeez. You know, attention can kill. Attention can kill. I did a great video about the difference between an incel and a monk. It's attitude. Correct. I support guys that are monks. I support guys. The issue I have with incel is the fact that they still allow a woman to control them, or a woman's body, or a woman's actions in the bedroom to control them. And that is not good. That is putting somebody else on a pedestal or looking for external validation and shaming those that receive it. But I agree with you, Saifoff. Check that video out. JT, up based on many different factors that she feels is necessary. Well, it's very difficult to play the game today, and the single guys that are looking for relationships, it's, I'm lucky that I've been through a marriage. I've been through what I went through as a teenager, post-marriage dating, and I can speak to experience. It's very, 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 very difficult to find a woman in the 1% to 2% today for most guys, for the majority. But we keep trying to find it. It's not going to work. This content exists for a reason. Hey, Rad, recently discovered your channel, Chris Sanchez, while going through my own divorce. Great information on your channel and was really helpful in understanding what happened to my marriage. Chris, where are you from? Appreciate you being here. We speak from experience. Those that are in this chat, those that have come here, young guys that also have experience within this modern day world. I have no idea what it's like to date as a 20-year-old, but I do have experience what it's like to be in a 20-year marriage, going through the court system, going through alienation, going through everything you can imagine. So great to have you. You're with like-minded guys that have been through divorce. I don't know if you have kids, but check out this content. I found this work by Big John 5.5 years ago. It was Turd Flinging Monkey, Angry Mgtow. There's a bunch of content creators, but they got me through it. And I realized I wasn't special. And you're not special either. This happens to 98% of men. So take condolences and understand that, hey, man, your story is just like everybody else. Read the comments, watch these videos, and you will feel a brotherhood of people that know exactly what you're going through. You are not alone. Can I buy the hat, Rad? Sure. I promise I'm going to get the link up. Was it Fat Elvis that she monkey branched away from, or was it Elvis in his prime? I don't know when it happened, but she monkey branched to her dance teacher. So I'm assuming it was probably mid to late 20s. Maybe she was married 12, 15 years. She's quite a much young. I don't know what the age gap is, 15 years, but it's significant. But good question. I think Elvis simped a lot. He was a mama's boy. Not in the dolls, but fleshlights are cheap and fun, cheaper groceries. Silicone is for work around the house. Leave those dolls alone. Use that money on good food. Everyone's got their preference, Michael. Chicago. What's going on with the police force there? Supposedly, half of them are going to retire or quit because of the poke. See you later, Billy the Goat. Chris Sanchez, good to have you. Stack bills, learn skills. Absolutely. I remember Batman Beyond. Yes. FJT might be talking to Batman. He'll be back. I will check your email out, brother. I went to the liquor store and banged a crackhead for $5. Is that hypergamy? Depends. Is she monkey branching from somebody? Jarrell Kemp, back in the house. Like I said, the red pill isn't for everyone. Therefore, people will always be blue pilled. It is what it is. Why put yourself through the pain that she's going to move on to somebody else? It's all about awareness, guys. I mean, this whole alpha beta thing, it's awareness. Know that what you do, the more you give, the less you get. Know that dopamine is a powerful drug that wears off. And once it wears off, it's too difficult to maintain the 100% level again. Know this. Know that your little relationship that you're in love with after the first 3 or 4 weeks is not going to be the same the next 3 to 4 weeks. In fact, it's going to diminish. It's almost as though you have to act. There's so much work and resources to be done. That's why the modern day relationship is so difficult. It's very rare. Mgtow Cowboy, I commented on the JLP. You held your ground very well, my friend. I just think Jesse Lee, there's this weird connotation with Mgtow. We might want to change it to FAL, Free Agent Lifestyle, that Coach Greg Adams. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. But we might need to change it because Mgtow basically is attributed to fat, old divorced guys or incels that complain and bitch all day about women. I'm more aligned with a man going his own way is a man going his own way. He's the captain of his plane. He decides who gets to ride, where they fly, when he flies, how he flies. Simple as that. But we keep using it as is we hate women. We don't hate women. We understand women. So I think Jesse Lee Peterson is probably taking a bite of the Mgtow sandwich and he thinks it's sour. Who knows? But he's also old school. He still believes in marriage. I love their monkey branching proof. They are a waste of our yes, the meat, money, attention, time. What was the E one? Entertainment. She didn't want to date you, just free attention. Attention is her currency, my friends. I'd like you to check out Amen Osiris. I'll have to check that video out too. You have a 7-year-old son. Well, I'm sorry that you have to share custody between you and your ex-wife. That's going to be a lot of interactions going forward. Mgtow Cowboy, any insight into TRT? I don't take it. I do not do testosterone. I do DHEA, which is a precursor to it. And I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years. It's been very good for me. Gives me energy, gives me good gains in the gym. I don't think I need TRT based on what the symptoms I don't have. But check it out. I'm going to post it right now. DHEA. I take 100 milligrams. And it's been great. That's it. DHEA. There's a bodybuilder that takes it. I've been watching. Okay, here we at. Dating is silly from JT. Dating is not easy. Batman said he's good. He'll be back and I'll explain why he's gone. FJT, good. Batman's a good dude. I think I told you about this in another live, but they made my favorite superhero. Saw that news. You know what? Everyone's caving. Did you give Bob your email address for me? Oh, not me. Air Supply said anyone not love them, but not the mentality. Romance is a dead truth. Air Supply. This guy, Air Supply and REO Speedwagon. CJ Wilkins also has a channel, guys. Check CJ Wilkins out. It should be assumed at Hello that women is eventually going to monkey branch regardless of your status, bank account, or abs. Don't hate them for their action. Just understand and move accordingly. 100% CJ. We got the JB in the house, the Italian Stallion. Good to have you, brother. I always enjoy the John Boston. Rev in the house. Check out Rev's channel. He's got some great stuff. Always a pleasure to do live streams with Rev. We'll be doing more in the future. JLP is too old. He is. He's just different. But I do like his stuff. Jarrell Kemp, dopamine is just as addictive, if not worse than heroin. What's effed up is that it's a natural drug in your brain that will never leave. Correct? Jarrell Kemp. If she ain't ready to do something like then dating ain't going to work for you. They just get scatterbrained. They have so many direct messages and options. What makes you special? What made Elvis special? Nothing. I read Women Like Peyton Manning reads the defense I call animals. There you go. Brad, just curious, you go to Mexico often, and I've heard you say that's not far to go, but do you fly there? I seem to recall that you are from Utah. I fly there direct. I've been there 3 times in the last year. I just call myself monk because that's how I really roll. Good for you. There's nothing wrong with that. Jesse isn't married himself. Oh, exactly. Give him a pass because he's a little bit older. To quote FJT on JLP's mental health, delusional. Beta. Another red pill truth is that we get high off everything in life, from money, materialism, entertainment, all of which is the illusion. Correct. I love Jesse Lee Peterson, but yeah, his view on that Mgtow is because of his generation. He said men who have cats are beta. Whatever, I love cats and I still love JLP. We all have our likes and dislikes, understandings and lack of understandings. Brad, if you guys hated women, you would have kicked me out and the other ladies in here a long time ago. We don't hate Lisa. We like Lisa. Robert A. back in the house. Good to see you, brother. Money, energy, attention, and time. Energy. That's what I thought it was. DHEA old school test booster. DHEA, man. It's done great for me. Done great for me. And I'm going to be 50 next year. Can't wait. I'm going to do a 50-year channel. Creatine, I might have to take DHEA. There's a lot of great things about DHEA. I always like the term SPI, self-prioritized individuals, but who needs labels anyway? Don't quit's in the house. Good to see you, brother. Hope you are well. Good to have you, Robert, as well. I have no judgment of incels or monk, different attitude and impetus toward W's, especially for archliches. Again, you're the captain of your plane. You decide who rides. Rad on New England cable news, there was this commercial on NECN, and this woman was talking about the benefits of an open relationship, female delusion, and the wall for 300 Trebek. The wall takes all of them prisoners. The wall is undefeated. The wall is the only place that keeps frame. We all doing good, Robert. How you doing, brother? New Yorker living in Texas. Always a pleasure to have. You know, it's funny. We all watch kind of the same channels, you know, and it's great. It's great brotherhood. The commercial showed men yelling at a woman, and the woman says you need an open relationship when others don't work. It's a full-on carousel writing out the open, and now they say, accept it. Who hurt you, John? Who hurt you? Just take tests. If you want to boost, just inject testosterone. Cut to the chase. It's a better use and effective. I'm not there yet, JT, but you know, I've looked into it. I'm still good. I don't need it yet. I've had my blood work done. I have a relationship with an inanimate object. I'm not delusional. I'm living an almost perfect life. Oh, you know what? We love the live streams by Saifu and his videos, and he's happy. Whatever makes you happy and you don't hurt anybody else. It's as simple as that. You decide who is the captain of your plane and who gets to ride. And right now, I can't remember the name of your waifu, but she's your co-pilot. Perfect. There was a waifu in an airplane. Remember that? When they were flying the plane and airplane? There's a waifu. You are right. Mgtow, John Nada, Stardust, the Thinking Ape. Yep, back in the day, man. Amazing. BML. Sandman. Yeah, I've learned from a lot of things from Sandman. His voice got to me after a while, but he's got good content. I've heard recently that they're trying to make the Marvel character Venom. Oh, jeez. Please, agenda, go away. To the black pillar status and fame can trump looks. There you go. I would agree. Mgtow doesn't hate women, and we understand them better than most. These leftist organizations want everyone to believe that we do in order to categorize us as extremists. Yes, well said, successful. Funny thing about life, you never know when it's the last time you do a thing or experience. Like the last time suddenly it's behind you. I hope to exit like that. Go out living the best life that you can. Pregnenolone, yes, John, I agree with that statement. Converts to DHEA. Just study, you guys, about the pregnenolone and DHEA. Relationship means not only you get her, but 100 cents that follow. Every woman has multiple options. Nothing is sacred anymore. Anything post 1999 is skewed by deep social engineering and programming. RIP, our favorite superheroes. When's the Hulk going to come out and he's going to be some part of the agenda? Open relationship. I appreciate being able to be in here and learning how to be a better co-pilot. I think you're doing a tremendous job. I am forming a business called Dare to Wear Your Hat Can Become a Reality. Awesome, brother. Status is a draw, no doubt, but looks are somewhat a given in status. I'd also suggest keep your money out of your social interaction and brush your teeth. I've heard that from a lot of women, that a lot of guys show up with dirty teeth. Could mean something. Keep money out of all equations. It's full-on feminism approved. Salami subway riding, says John. I would agree with that. Open relationship equals the Donald juggler. Yes. There is no shortage of sausage. JLP is losing followers slowly. I don't think he realizes that a huge majority of his followers are Mgtow. I guess he'll realize once the super chats dry up. He's got to think about it. Rad, pregnenolone, and DHA, and some Chrisin, and you're good to go. DHA has done wonderful for me in the last 4.5 years since I've been taking it. Rolly from Ecuador in the house. Mucho gusto. Stewardess, not co-pilot at Lisa Smith. The church is filled with rank feminism. I wonder what those men taught their sons. Well said. I call myself merely just going my own way forward. Ooh, I like that. GMOF. We'll have to use that. Most guys don't get her excited. They don't. Going my own way forward. Switch it up. The men be saying, who hurt you? I'll tell them, you hurt these nuts. These nuts. Lisa, just hold the yoke steady and trade lightly on the rudder pedals. Ha! I thought it was pronounced like seafood and not like a waifu. Do a good man. Looking forward to today's message. Heard about Superman's nephew. Yeah, the nephew on. Oh, it's disgusting. I'm really. It's turning everybody off. They're going to lose so much business. I've embraced the black pill and turned that impulse towards entropy on its head. No nihilism here. I draw strength from the dark side. Again, I say it all the time. Whatever make you guys happy. You're not hurting everything, and you're improving your life. Men are expected to be men at all times. Females can be a woman whenever she feels like it. Well, it's solid truth, Jerome. Rad just got back from a 5-mile hike, getting ready to throw that ribeye on the grill. Ugh, that really sounds good right now. Salt, pepper, olive oil, and butter, brother. Let it sit out for 30 minutes. Put some nice sea salt and some great pepper. Put that medium rare. I like my stuff medium rare. That sounds great. You deserve that. Kick back and just chill out the rev. Guys, that is a man going his own way. We men don't hate women. We hate their logical, cheating nature. It gets worse. But you got a whole frame. You got a whole frame. We should do a stream with Saifu. That'd be great. Greetings from Connecticut. You will never know how much your wisdom and insight has helped down from the brink, betrayed after 25 years of devotion, Pedro Valentin. What is Connecticut like with ladies? I can't imagine it's any better than John Boston's Massachusetts. But you weren't, you know what? You did nothing wrong. And that's what men have to realize. We didn't do anything wrong. Just female nature reared its head. It's as simple as that. We don't hate it. We just become aware. Your story's not unique. It's not unique to Elvis. It's not unique to me. We're all in the same boat. And it's great to share our experiences. But I'm glad you found this channel, Pedro. Is this DHA in tablet or powder? It's tablet that I take. It just does great. Check it out. Robert, who's playing that role? Don, the dumbest man in reporting. Don Lemon. Doesn't that sound good? Saifu did a video yesterday on cooking. If you have an open relationship, men won't want to marry these 304s. I'm buying the ETF pause to capitalize. Ooh, you should. Rev, where's the best plate to get some good Kev plate armor? You have to ask Rev that. He knows all that stuff. Non-SEX attention for SEX attention. Attention is the coin of the realm. You got to value your attention. Correct? You're 50 years now. Wow, so you're a year older than me. Ribeye is awesome. You guys are making my mouth water. FJT, he would get wetter than the Niagara Falls. Oh, you guys are funny. Check out the CATI armor in Michigan. Excellent selection. It's old school testosterone booster, DHEA. Yes, just check it out on YouTube. Mysterio is in the house, finally. Frame can only be maintained if you die first, and it's limited at best. If frame was real, no divorce or breakup. Absolutely. Mysterio, me and Bass were talking about the best singer. I believe Elvis, in my opinion, was the greatest singer of all time. Priscilla Monkey Branch twice. Downgraded. I believe Elvis was a monkey's mama's boy based on how he grew up. But what are your thoughts? Bass thinks Roy Orbison takes the ground. And I also like Roy Orbison. Mysterio is another music hound in the room as well. What kind of pie do you lean towards, Mysterio? Oh, I've been into berry pies lately. I grew up, my dad loved banana cream pie, pumpkin pie. I don't like rhubarb pie or apple pie. Lemon pie is good. Cherry pie. Those are the only two pies I don't like. Rhubarb, I'll eat them, and apple. I don't like cooked apples. Happy Canada's in the house. Good to have you. Jerron, men hate for female is one of justification because they know what to do to hurt a man. Females hate men because they don't want men to wake up. They want men to be stupid. That rings solid wisdom. Jerron, I was at the store and saw 3 huge women. I thought to myself, they're all big booty Tamikas for a low Tuesday. Passing out Frisbees. Passing out Frisbees for 300 Trebek. Just going my way forward. Again, there's no rules to MGTOW or GMWF or free agent lifestyle. You decide. You're the pilot of your plane. You own the plane. You own the landing strip. You decide where that plane flies, when it flies, how it flies, and who the passengers are. You're the co-pilot and the ticket taker. Isn't that great? Freedom. Don't be afraid of your freedom. Throwing back. Who can tell me that song? 1990. Don't be afraid of your freedom. Dun, 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 dun. If somebody gets it, I'll have to send them a hat. I don't like pumpkin pie. Everything else is good. Yeah, I only like pumpkin pie around Thanksgiving. But this year I'll be in Guatemala. So I'll have Guatemalan pie. J-Lo also downgraded. She left P. Diddy for a backup dancer. Yes, that's pretty pathetic. How a backup billionaire slamming some peace leave better than a multimillionaire. How about Britney Spears and the Kevin K-Fed, whatever his name is? He was a dancer. I think her boyfriend before that was some bigwig. I saw on eBay recently 2 CVS brand DHE bottles, like 100 tabs for, $8. I buy mine off Amazon, and I buy the, it's one of the recommended. I've been using it for a while. I'll have to figure out the name. But it's like $20, $22 for 200. One a day for 200. That's not too shabby. I get a little sketch with eBay stuff. I just don't know. I'd rather take an Amazon seller. I'm free to do what I want any old time. Okay. All right, JB. Who sings it? I'm free to do what I want any old time. Mysterio should get this. That is a complete red pill song right there. And they're from England. There, I just gave you a clue. Don't be afraid of your freedom. Roy versus Elvis. Orbison's vocal are operatic. James Brown for soul funk. Young Robert Plant for high. Steven Tyler for gritty vocals. Ooh. Mysterio detailing some of the greatest vocalists of all time. But what are your thoughts on Elvis? I believe Elvis is the greatest singer of all time. That's just me. Maybe it's my preference. My parents didn't listen to Elvis when I grew up. I found him later in life, when I was around 25. But I do like Roy Orbison. Women hate few things more than seeing a man happy. That happiness comes as a result of freedom. Walk away, gentlemen. CJ Wilkins, drop in some truth. 98% of those women, absolutely. We got a couple in the chat that don't agree with that. They actually put love notes in their husbands' lunch boxes. That is a rare woman these days. Like a rare Cabbage Patch that's selling for $100,000 on eBay. I love me some eBay. I like amazing too, but the freaking tax, and Amazon too, but the freaking tax and shipping. Yeah, eBay, there's no tax. She shaved her head and was a borderline whack job. Going my way forward. Theme song, Life is a Highway. I'm going to ride it all night long. Life is a highway. The Rascal version, the Rascal Flatts version, or the John Cochran. Rad, a friend of mine with a 300-pounder posted food of what they ate last night. How can people so fat continue to eat? These women are getting so big, nothing like 20 years ago. Well, they eat because they know that they can turn to the lap band surgery if they get too heavy. They can just go under the knife like the Wilson daughter, Brian Wilson's daughter. What was her name? Starts with a C. Carrie. I like knowing the people around me these days are more effed up than me. I just like going out and looking at couples that are dating or they're married and they're out eating and you're just thinking to yourself, God, I'm in a much better situation. Rad, you did hear about how Rage Against the Machine wouldn't allow non-vax into their concert, full-on establishment. First of all, I was talking about this the other day. Rage Against the Machine was anti-government, and now they're completely siding with them. They completely flip-flopped. So their message is stupid now. They're no longer sticking by their early principles of raging against the machine. The machine being the government, the machine being the beer the pokey. But well said, successful. Swanson is generally reliable on Amazon. There you go. Soup Dragons. I knew it. He'd get it. Don't be afraid of your freedom. I had that tape. I thought it was pretty well done. I thought it was really well done. I knew Mysterio would get it. And John Boston was on it as well. Rage is not dangerous anymore. Nope. They've bought into and bit into the liberal agenda, the narrative, the hive mind, groupthink, the fear. John Boston, I do the same thing. I go out and look at couples. I'm seeing lots of number 18s out there. Size 18s is now, what do they say? Plus size models are now size 14? Or you're considered plus size? No, you're plus size after size 8. I won't do it, you tell me. The government is a joke. This is Halloween. Coming up to your... anyone seen Halloween yet? The new one with Michael Myers? Dating apps create too much drama, especially with those live streams. All those dudes trying to cover it kills them. Any guy that's out dating, using pickup lines, is again putting her on the pedestal. Only setting himself up for rejection and lack and low ego, low self-esteem. So now they do what they tell them. They do what they tell them. I used to love Rage, but not anymore. Not with where they're standing. GNR is not dangerous as well. I don't know. I mean, when I was in Vegas to see them, they said we had to be masked, but nobody was wearing them. People were just like, screw this crap. But I'm sure a lot of those guys are libs anyways. Just order DHA from Tonic. Did you order the what milligram? Take one a day. I take 100 milligrams once a day, usually in the morning. Some people say take it at night. I used to take it at night, but it kind of kept me up. No, the guys look like a number 1, and the women are so fat they look like a number 8. I got that from... and they're Owens. Owen 100. I like that from Coach Greg. And they're Owens. Owen 100. Coach Greg Adams for 300 Trebek. You guys have been great. I'm off to see Venom with my boy. We'll see what the narrative is. I will return and report. Two more chats. I don't know why Jamie Lee Curtis wants to have gray hair at 60 and a short bob. She used to be sexy. The agenda. My favorite is Blueberry, and when I'm nostalgic, Love Me Tender. Elvis and In Dreams, Orbison. I kind of like to cuff a chick with a shift head just for a goof. I'm sick, I know. Whatever you enjoy. Good for you, Jerome. 100 is what you take. Return and report. Chase excellence, masculinity, men first.